Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. Welcome to Kickboxing with Tim and the Mechanic. I'm Tim, joined as always by the Mechanic, Brandon Cuttino. How are you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. Ready to talk some kickboxing for you, man. A lot of things going on since the last time we chatted.
Oh man, there's been some announcements, there's been some events, there's some stuff upcoming just this weekend. There's going to be a lot going on here, but I wanted to start with just 2 weeks away from your fight. Main event position, kickboxing match, February 18th, the main event for Gut Check Promotions. Brandon, tell us a little bit more. How's training and all that stuff coming along?
And man, training's going well. Like I said, like this camp, I changed some things up. I'm definitely just having fun, man. I'm enjoying myself, looking forward to it. Especially my Sundays, like I say, the training that I do on Sundays, the group of guys I'm hanging with, man, the work that I'm getting, it's by far, man, has just helped me, feel real good for this camp. Like I said, I'm definitely getting some good work, and I got some basically, I got some young guys pushing me over here. I'm if I'm hanging with the youngins, I think I'll be good for this fight coming up.
Oh man, and we're looking forward to it as well. Gut Check Promotions, and I think we can buy it online, right? It should be easy enough to watch.
Yes. You can buy it online. It's at fcltv.com. I think it might be like $29, $34, something like that for the pay-per-view. And like I said, and there's a lot of fights on here. Man, this is like a K1 show. I think there's like 24 fights.
24 fights. Man, it starts at 6 p.m. We're going to be going to like 2 in the morning or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, hey, man, make sure you got your you got your Red Bulls and Monsters and all that stuff.
Looking forward to it. February 18th, it's all going down. Brandon, man, we are looking forward to it. We got all your support. And if you guys want to support Brandon Cuttino, make sure to check out the Fighters First Shop. Look at those bad boys. That's what you're looking like now, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm shredded right now.
That's what I expected. But let's jump in. We had a few fight events going down. We had the Glory Rivals 5 events in which Glory Kickboxing took on War of Nations in Tulum, Mexico. Had some very exciting fights. Abraham Vidales got a decision against Thomas Aguirre. Javier Aparicio defeated Jonas Julio. I think this was actually a lot closer than people expected. Of like War of Nations came to fight. War of Nations won a bunch of matches, right? The Enfusion champion, Tessa DeCalm, was defeated by the War of Nations not even champion, just a girl who fights for War of Nations. What do you think of the event? What did you see? All that good stuff.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think it was my wife that was watching it. I think she was saying like, yeah, everybody from like Argentina was like getting W's that night, and I'm like, yeah, like they to me, I want to say like, say there's their moment, there's their time to shine. Like say you go into this card, you do well, you could be getting a contract from a Robbie Timbers, and next you're on more shows. And also like say I think like say they have been talking about doing more international shows, going down to Brazil. Since they do have a lot of Brazilian fighters. So, I mean, hey, you're in Argentina, you're right there as well. So you could be, so you could get on that card too. So I think, like I said, like these people just, they saw their opportunity, they saw their moment, and they took it.
Yeah, I think what we can evidently see continuously from Glory Kickboxing is that they are now really trying to move away from the Netherlands a little bit more. I think their past 2 shows, including the one upcoming, have been in Germany. They just signed Enrico Kell of Germany, and then they're going to be doing more shows, like you said, in Brazil. The U.S., they've mentioned that they're definitely going back to, probably going to do Mexico again. So yeah, they're definitely moving outside the Dutch border, which is refreshing, which is great. Finally, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think where they're trying to go is like where they have their fighters at. So, that would be good. And also too, like the crazy thing is too, like say they just had a show in Mexico. I remember before, like a few years ago, they did a couple of shows in Texas, and I think the reason why they did Texas was because I think they saw, like when they were having their shows, that a lot of people from Texas was watching their fights. So yeah. I mean, you do shows in Texas, you get those fighters from Mexico. They can drive up there, and then of course you got your rest of your Americans and all the stuff like that coming to Texas.
But I think Lion Fights really. Remember Lion Fights? They did the show in Texas, and then I think they went out of business or something like that. So maybe don't go.
We have not heard from Lion Fight in a while.
No, I think their website is still like coming up in Texas from July or something like that. I will also give you 2 fresh announcements. These are hot off the presses. I'm talking when we're recording this. This is 20 minutes ago. One Championship just announced 2 fights. Chatri was on a Facebook Live in Thailand. So I got it from one of the Thai correspondents, sent it over to me. But so we now have Superlek versus Rodtang has been confirmed. March 25th is the date that I was told, and it will be for the bantamweight kickboxing title. Sorry, flyweight kickboxing title, Superlek versus Rodtang. Additionally, Nongo Gyenida will be defending his bantamweight Muay Thai title against Jonathan Haggerty. And I believe this is also March 25th as well. But these are hot off the presses. These are big fights, and I'm excited for both of them. Brandon, what do you make of them?
I like the Jonathan Haggerty announcement, because like I said, dude, that dude just quick and explosive.
Oh man, we're looking forward to it. It does feel weird to have Superlek and Rodtang not fight in Muay Thai, but I mean, yeah. I get it. I mean, whatever. It's fine. They're going to kick each other anyway. It's fine. It's cool. It's anything else? Sorry, we moved on there. Anything else from Glory Rivals 5 that we needed to cover up before we move forward there?
Yeah, I guess you really want to say the upset of the night, but was it Anderson getting the W over Gazani? Yeah, you know, like that was I'm saying, and he took that fight on like 2 days' notice. You know. Came down there and went to work. So I mean, kudos to him. You know, like you said, he got that contract, got that W, and I'm sure he's somebody that they will definitely be bringing back.
Well, yeah, that's what the idea is. I hope so, that if Glory does go to these other promotions and their fighters get beat up, sign those fighters who beat them up, right? Don't just do a one-off or something like that. Sign those fighters who won, because I think that's the idea. Keep spreading it internationally. But yeah, definitely an upset there. I think Tessa DeCalm, like I was saying, I was talking to her, someone in her family privately. I won't say who, but essentially Tessa was promised something big in Glory after this win. So she lost. Now, I don't know what that something big was, but yes, I think it was a major upset for them, the family. I think it really upset plans there, but maybe she's just one win away from something big. But yeah, it was definitely maybe a bigger night than Glory was expecting.
Yeah. But I said, I mean, hey, I enjoyed the fights. They were exciting. Say there weren't that many stoppages or finishes, but hey, I still like action.
All about it, Mr. Cuttino, all about it. Let's move forward here. We have Glory 84 was announced. It's a champion versus champion showdown. It is a clash of two fighters who are both ranked in the top pound-for-pound rankings. You have Petch, the featherweight world champion, going up in weight to challenge the lightweight champion for the lightweight title. Tejani Bestati has been on a major win streak. He's looked flawless in his last few wins, and Petch is going to really give him a significant challenge. What do you think of the announcement? What do you make of the matchup?
I don't know. I was like, I kind of do like it, because I mean, anything with like Petch trying to go up and become great, and like yes. In the lightweight title being on the line, I'm always going to be intrigued by it. Like I said, I kind of want to say I feel like Bestati's going to be too big for him. Like he's a tall guy, and we saw Petch have trouble with bigger guys. When he would go over and fight in other promotions, usually the ones where he didn't get the W, the guys were a little bit bigger and they were kind of bullying him. And I can kind of see this happening as well for this one. But hey, maybe Petch has learned from his ways, and he kind of has a different game plan this time around. But I mean, I'm excited for it. It should be good. It should be fun. Say, man, you know that round kick from Petch will be coming through. But let's see how he handles the reach of the lightweight champion, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you mentioned something very well there. Of Tejani is big for lightweight, and Petch is actually small for featherweight. So for them to meet, it is. Tejani is going to have a major size advantage going in. And this is why we invented pound for pound rankings back, in boxing 70, 80 years ago, was to say, like, if Sugar Ray was a heavyweight, he beat up everybody. Same thing with Petch. Pound for pound, he's probably the more talented fighter if everyone was the same size. But people aren't the same size. Yep. In an actual like fist to fist match, Tejani is way bigger than him, right? I don't want to take wind out of the sails here or anything like that. Like that. If Tejani wins, that's probably the best win on his record, right? And if Petch wins, that's one of the best names on his record too. Like, it definitely don't want to take the wind out of the sails, because I'm excited for the matchup. But yeah, Tejani's going to be big coming into that fight, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be the Netherlands as well. So I mean, he's definitely gonna have the hometown crowd and everything like that. But either way, man, like I said, I will definitely be looking forward to that fight. Like I said, I especially think with featherweight, there's really nobody to kind of challenge Petch for a while, so let those guys fight it out. And then kind of same thing with lightweight. Like I said, like a lot of those guys have kind of been inactive. So I think this kind of giving those lightweights a chance to kind of get some fights in, and then hopefully have a contender emerge.
That's true. Actually, belt divisions are a little bit cleaned out. There isn't a clear contender for those ones. So yeah, make them fight, and it's a great fight. It's two top pound for pound guys, champion versus champion. There's a ton of really good things going on with that fight, and I'm definitely excited for it. Looking forward to that one as well. I forgot else what I want to mention. Oh yeah, and that's why they kept sending Petch overseas, just for him to be like, oh, you want to fight? We have nothing. Go overseas. There's no one at featherweight. But yeah, speaking to Petch's manager not long ago when they were moving to Vancouver. And he was like, man, Vancouver is really expensive to live in, because Petch just moved to Vancouver now and they opened a studio there. But yeah, I think because of how expensive Vancouver is, that actually influenced this fight. That's why.
Hey man, he needs the money. Why not? Like I say, man, we're prize fighters,
Yeah, absolutely. Living in Thailand versus living in Vancouver, very different. Like, oh, I need way more income now. Yeah, so we'll move forward. Looking forward to it. That's going to be Glory 84 on March 11th. But we had a big one. We were just talking off air a little bit about this. K1 K Festa coming up on March 12th. Announced a bunch of fights, dozens of fights. On this K1 K Festa 6 event, there will be 6 title fights on them. Brandon, tell us a little bit more about what's going on while I open my tabs.
Yeah, I mean, well, of course, you got my girl Kana, who was to me female fighter of the year for 2022, and Beyond Kick agreed with me. So so she's fighting. She has a tough opponent. So I mean, that's always good. I mean, and of course, you got my guy Nori. He's going to be on there as well. He's back in there as well. I think this is his first fight since I think June as well for him, because I think he hasn't fought since June. So I mean, it'll be good to see him back in there as well. And of course, they got a whole bunch of other title fights that they announced as well.
Well, yeah, Masaki Nori, he lost his last fight. This is him trying to get back into the win column, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. It's really exciting. Taito Gunji, which I believe was one of our fighter of the years, is going to be defending his featherweight title. You also have Hiromi Wajima will be defending his welterweight title. You have Tetsuya Yamamoto will be defending the super lightweight championship. Taiyo Asahisa, sorry about the enunciation, will be defending the K1 lightweight championship. And then Faya Hong and Miyu Sagawa will be having a rematch after the Rings of Venus upset last year. Faya Hong at this point, she was my female fighter of the year. Some 19-year-old that no one has heard of comes in and takes the title, upsets the veterans. But in the main event, you have Akihira Kaneko for the K1 Super Bantamweight Championship. Will be fighting Kompach. It's going to be a banger. This is a good one. This is really good K Festa. These events are ridiculous, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like I said, this is one of the things where I think they're trying to make big, because also I think this is this an anniversary card too? I believe.
You might be right. I don't entirely know.
I believe it's I think it's the K1 30th anniversary. I think it's 30 years of K1.
30 years? Are you serious?
I want to say so. Yeah.
30 years of K1. I mean, some of those years were rough. Some years were better than others. We'll say.
Yeah, that's what it's, because I think it says K1 30th anniversary. Yeah, that's what it is. It's K1. It's K1's 30th anniversary with K Festa 6.
K1's 30. Brandon, we should do something for K1's 30th anniversary. We should do like fight of the decade, fighter of the decade, some look backs. I didn't realize that it was the anniversary, man. And especially though there were some good times. We should do a look back at some point, because I didn't realize that. That's really fun. So 6 title fights for the 30th anniversary. Yeah,
I guess so, man. That's what they're doing. Like I said, they knew that they had to go big for that card. So that's where they got these title fights. And like I say, K Festa 6. Like I said, they're coming in strong. Saying you got your female champion, you got people like Nori who everybody likes. Which of course I still think should be on that pound for pound list beyond Kick.
I know. I agree. We've discussed it, and they're not budging on it. It's not by committee.
Yeah.
But yeah, Akihira Kaneko, Faya Hong. This is a really good card. This is like subscribe to a Bima kind of a good card. Don't just pirate it. Maybe because subscribe to a Bima for a day just to get the event. But yeah, we also have Kyotaro. I was surprised is still fighting. He's still an active heavyweight fighter. Is going to be fighting another guy who I'm a little bit surprised is still fighting, in Satoshi Ishii, but it's a good heavyweight fight. Satoshi Ishii, of course, was a judo medalist in the Olympics, kind of switched to MMA, kind of switched to kickboxing, and found a home in kickboxing here. Kiyotaro was one of the guys, I think he was fighting like high-level K1 Grand Prix in like 2008, 2009 kind of thing, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But yeah,
man, he wanted to be around for the 30th anniversary still, you know.
Is he going to retire after? I think he just wants to keep fighting. He's going to be around for the 40th at this rate.
Maybe. Hey, man, you never know. You never know.
There's so many other good cards on the fight. We only mentioned less than half of the entire event. So K1, K-Festa, that's going to be coming up on March 12th. Make sure to check it out. Anything else on there before we move forward?
No, man, like I said, we talked about Nori, we talked about Kana, and of course we just had to throw in that, you know, this is their 30th anniversary. So you never know, man. They could be adding more fights. You never know. Absolutely.
Upcoming this weekend. What are we today? February. Yeah, we're recording just a few days away. February 11th from Essen, Germany, we have Glory 83 with 2 title fights. We have a light heavyweight title fight and a middleweight world title fight. In the main event, you have Sergey Masloboyev after his war against Tariq Kababez is going to be defending it against Donegi Abina. Donegi Abina, this is a rematch from a few years ago, and we will get to that in just one second, but I just want to do the quick preview. Donovan Vise will be defending his middleweight title against Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida had just beaten Serkan Ozkaglayan just a few months ago, and I believe this is a rematch as well. But let's talk a little bit about Donegi Abina and Sergey Masloboyev first, the light heavyweight title fight, and then we'll kind of get to the rest of the card. So Donegi Abina had lost a few years back. I'm surprised by how young he was then, and I'm actually still surprised by how young he is now. So if he's kind of improving on the rate of most people at his age, this is actually a winnable fight for him. He might be able to get revenge in this fight, right? But however, Sergey Masloboyev, tricky, strong, no quitting him at all. Very good fighter. What do you see in this? What do you make of this one?
So to me, Abina is a guy where it's like, to me, the thing with him is, you know, he's going to become a champion. Right. The question is, when will he become champion? You know, so I'm saying he had his fight with Alex Pereira. You saw what happened. Yeah. You know, then he kind of had that road bump. Actually, no, I think you had that road bump with like Luis Tavares, which really kind of, we all thought that he won that fight, but the judges gave it to Tavares, and then they had that little you know, spat afterwards and stuff like that. So the thing is like he's the kind of guy that he goes 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it's just like, is this his moment? Is this going to be his time where he can finally cash in on that championship match? But I'm saying, you saw the recent champs. You saw what he had to do to get the belt. You saying he's been on a streak. You know, what was he 9 in a row, 10 in a row, something like that.
Just some insane number.
Yeah, you know,
super impressive.
So I mean, he's on a hot streak, and of course you saw them in their crossfire that they did, the little face to face, and he was basically saying, "Yo, I'm gonna spank him. I'm gonna spank him in front of everybody." So I mean, the champ is confident. He already got the W on Abina. Saying Abina has been here, but he's come up short. And it's just one of those things, is like, is this his time? And I just don't know, man. Like, I like Abina, but I feel like I might really be leaning more towards the champion on this one.
Yeah, and that's completely fair. It's one of those where we're talking about almost the unknown factor versus the known factors. And if we just go on known factors, you almost have to say that Sergey Masloboyev is going to win the fight. He's already won the fight once. But if we look at, and I know this sounds dumb, but if we look at unknown factors, Donegi Abina has a lot of potential that we might not have seen yet. I mean, him and Mike's gym flew out to Thailand for this training camp. He's sounding incredibly confident coming in this one. In his last few bouts, he has looked improved. He's looked smarter. He's looked more patient. And I think his last fight was his first fight with Mike's gym. So he just changed. He's kind of turning this corner now. I think he's only 23, 24.
I believe he's 24.
He's only 24. Like, that's insane. And it feels like he's a guy who's fought in Glory for quite a while, but that's because he has. He was like 19 or something like that when he joined the company. Just insane. I'm actually going to pick Donegi Abina in this one.
I like I said, I mean, I would be happy. Like, I like Abina. I was rooting for Abina when he went up against Tavares. I was rooting for Abina. Yeah. Like I said, I like Abina. You know, just saying, it's just, man, I don't know, man. Like I said, the champ is on the tear. and he's been looking good. So, I feel like it's going to be Ann still, but hey, if it's Ann new, I'm going to be happy.
Absolutely. I mean, either way, I've done interviews with both guys, so for once, I'm actually not biased coming into this one, which is rare. But it's a good fight, and this is why we put them in the ring together. We're split on it. It's a good fight. You also have Donovan Vise is going to be defending his middleweight title against Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida coming off one win against Serkan Özkaglayan, representing Brazil. He had a trilogy 10 years ago against the now UFC middleweight champion, former 2-division champion in Glory. Give me a second here. Alex Pereira. Yep. Cesar Almeida, he's taken his knocks in the industry. He's been up and down. He's been all over the place, coming off a win. This is his moment to really make it happen. Is he going to get it done?
Wait, I'm sorry. I just want to go back to
Please, go ahead.
What's the name? Abina. Because I was right. I wasn't sure, and I had to make sure. But yeah, he did fight Vahitov as well. So I'm saying, like, when he came into Glory, he had basically back-to-back fights where he fought Vahitov, and then he fought Pereira, and then he fought, he kind of has been kind of on a little bit of a slump, and then he has the W. But all. I just wanted to give with that. But
to be fair, like Donegi Abina, if you look at his losses, to be fair, even before he switched gyms, essentially every loss is to a current or former champion. Luis Tavares, Alex Pereira, Artem Vakhtov, Sergey Masvidal. It's either a former or current champion. So I mean, if he just got a little, and Jairzinho Rosenstruck, okay. And some other losses mixed in, but it doesn't, we're not going to let the truth get in the way of a good narrative. So he's only lost to champions in my eyes, but now he's changed gyms. Hopefully he's turned a corner, right? Yeah. But maybe I'm wrong. But
no, because in my head, I was like, man, I felt like he fought Pereira and then he fought Vahitov, but it was reversed. It was Vahitov first and then Pereira. And it's like, bro, those are like back-to-back killers.
Yeah.
And the Pereira one was lights out highlight reel. He got finished, but yeah, man, like I said, I mean, I'm rooting for Abina, but like I said, I just think I think the champ's gonna stay the champ. But moving on to the co-main event.
Sure.
That you set up. I got Wisa staying champ, man. Like that dude, he's another young one as well. I think he's only 24 as well, and he's just getting better, and better. I want to say I think he was doing some training with Alex Pereira as well. So he was learning from him. But like I said, man, I think I want to say this is a rematch as well, because like you said, you already beat Almeida, so I think he's just going to do it again.
I agree with you. Donovan Vise, he's been on a tear lately. Even his last loss was like a mid like split decision loss. Other than that, he's large. He has one loss in his entire career, right? Like It's just insane how fast he got good. He raised himself to the top, stayed at the top. And the problem is there's so few actual contenders in the middleweight division for him to fight. However, I am writing off Cesar Almeida, and I don't want it to seem that way. However, I've seen Donovan Vise fight. That mid-range kind of like counter, a little bit of pressure. Like he's a very frustrating fighter. It's not just like someone who's very tough and can push through. Like we almost say with Sergey Masaboyev, someone very tough and can push forward when needed. Donovan Vise, he's so much more than that. He's such a highly skilled fighter in all areas. He's quick. He does counterpunching well. He does forward pressure well. He tends to be a hard fighter for people to fight. And if it's going to be, it would be very tough for Cesar Almeida to win this one. I have Donovan Vise all day. Well, I think that's fair, right?
Well, yeah. Well, also too, we I think too, which has people being impressed with him, was like his last two fights have been stoppages. Yeah. So he went from really being decision to now I'm stopping you, and that's what makes the champion scary. And it's like, again, you think about the guy's only 24. He's going to be getting better, so you're probably thinking more finishes are coming.
It's just I think so too. I think if he wins by knockout or by TKO, it's not going to be a surprise at all. I think that's the most likely scenario. This doesn't see the judges' scorecard at all. But yeah, we won't spend too much time on that one. Serkan Özkaglayan will be fighting Sergej Braun. He's going to be fighting a German in Germany. Can Serkan get it done? He's one win away from a title shot because he's the guy at the top at this point. The only guy who beat him was Cesar Almeida. Can he get it done and push his way into the title?
Yeah, I mean, he's the number 2 middleweight. He's fighting against the number 5 middleweight, which he only had one fight in Glory, but hey, he's number 5 now. You
Yeah.
know, like we talk about, the middleweight division is a little slim. You
Yes.
know, so I mean, if I think saying he's now training at Mike's gym now. I think he's more focused. Hey man, sometimes, like I say, sometimes training gyms, it kind of helps you out. So I'm gonna go with him getting the W. And then he will be the one challenging Donovan Weiss, later on.
Cosign. There's nothing for me to add on that one. Garrick Belay will be fighting Sihad Akipa. What do you think of this one? What do you make?
I mean, me, man. I like Garrick Belay. You're saying, Glory veteran. This is gonna be a banger. This is gonna be a banger. But I'm gonna just go with Belay. Like I said, I think what this is was it Akipa's second fight in Glory? I think.
Yes, that's correct.
So yeah, but I think Belay. I'm just gonna go with Belay. I'm gonna go with Belay. I think Akipa might maybe have the speed advantage, but Belay, man, he does combinations. He comes forward. He's a tough guy.
Yeah. No, Sihad, he's going to be fighting in front of his home audience there. There's a lot of good factors going on with him, like his never quit attitude. He was knocked down in the first round during his Glory debut and still came back and won that fight. Like he's mentally quite tough, physically quite tough. However, the intelligent pick is Garrick Belay. He's just the better fighter. He's been around for longer. He's fought the better opponents. He's had better wins and losses in his career. Yeah, it's very hard for me to pick Sihad. However, whatever, I'll pick Sihad. I'll take it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't mind that one bit. What else do you see on the card that you like, that sticks out to you? All that good stuff for Glory 83.
Really, on this card, really the only other thing that really looks at to me is actually the first fight of the night on the prelims, and that's
Van Belsen. Yes.
Yeah. Surik and Van Belsen. I think that fight is gonna be a banger. And like I said, you got Surik, who's coming over from Enfusion. He's now a Glory fighter. So I just think that these two are gonna put on the show.
Yeah, I think so too. These are two guys who I'm surprised that they're opening the card. This is a really good welterweight fight, a high-ranking welterweight fight, right?
Well, I mean, Van Belsen is the number 7 welterweight. Surik, of course, isn't ranked because he's coming over from Enfusion. But I mean, I think they know that these are two dudes that are just tough guys, and they're action packed. So you always want. I mean, even though this is considered the prelim, so this is going to be on their YouTube and not on the actual main card. But usually, like the first fight, you always want it to be a banger because that's going to get the people into it.
Two skilled welterweight fighters to open the card is going to be a good one there. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm surprised that they're opening the card. Chris One is on it. Jonathan Maezo is on it. You also have a few other people who, I'm a little bit less familiar with them. I'm not going to lie to you folks. If I don't know, I don't know. But the top four fights on this card are extremely good, and the opening fight is very good. So that'll be a good one coming up. Glory 83, February 11th. What else do you see, Mr. Cuttino?
Yeah, I forgot. I know I'm kind of pulling an audible on you. I totally forgot to mention this to you, but
go ahead.
Because we cannot forget about talking about this card, because if we do, the Discord will definitely come at us. But also too, Enfusion is this weekend as well, same day, February 11th, and I believe it's their 10-year anniversary. And because of this, because reason why too this card is kind of so big is because who's in the main event? Typhoon Oskin, who of course is with One Championship, but One Championship is allowing him to be on this card because it's the 10-year anniversary for Enfusion.
What? Oh, Enfusion 118.
Yep.
Man, I work in this industry. Enfusion, you got to work on your marketing, because I work in the industry. I know Typhoon Oshkan. Like, I should know about this one coming in. That one's going to be, Saturday, February 11th, 6:15. If you are in Europe, that's going to be 5 in the morning. If you are in, 5 p.m. in the UK, this is going to be from the Netherlands. But yeah, Enfusion, what is it? Enfusion 118. I didn't know about this. I feel stupid.
Yeah. Like I said, I knew it was coming up, and when I did the thing, I did it real quick. I was like, wait, no, I forgot about to say this to you. Then we just started. I was like, oh, I gotta throw this on you because I remember this being big. I remember this being big because Typhoon Oskin is going to be on this card, and it's like, well, he's in one, but they're allowing him to come back because it's the 10-year anniversary of Enfusion.
And in typical Enfusion fashion, they put together a card just whispered it, didn't tell anybody, and then it's super good. Like, just looking at it now, like there's some major names on it. Maury Chroma, he's one to keep an eye on, and Ilias Zugardi is going to be on it. Daryl Verdonk is going to be on it that's going to be a lightweight title showdown. Like, man, you guys, is there a mailing list or something that we got to be on or something? Because we work in the industry, and I didn't. This is like a last minute, like, oh, dip, there it is.
Yep. But like I say, they got some good fights. Like they got some people that I've seen around before. Like I know on the prelims, they like to call it their talent show on Enfusion Talents. Yeah. Like the first fight of the night, the dude, the pirate, Muhammad Ahmed. I've seen him fight a couple of times. He's pretty good. Yeah. Bantamweight, puts on the show. And then like you said, we talk about on the main card, but saying you got Elias Zugardi, the real fighter, as he like to call himself. That should be good. And of course, you got the Black Ghost over there as well. Maury Chroma. Yeah. So I'm saying, and then of course, I know if you follow Enfusion, like they've really been pumping this guy up. But I think it's Tariq Lachette, the Pitbull. They really kind of been pumping him up, doing a couple of videos with him. So like I said, man, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna work it because I got Enfusion and Glory probably really kind of going on at the same time. So I might need to have one on my laptop and one on the TV.
I love Typhoon is fighting this weekend, and it was just like wasn't a big deal at all. Like this is for shame on us.
I mean, it's one of the things like you kind of would have maybe thought that maybe one would have maybe promoted a little bit since he is their fighter, but maybe not since they're like, hey, this is Enfusion show. Let them do their thing.
Yeah, but hey, we caught it just in time, so no one can say anything. We always knew about Enfusion 118 coming up this weekend. That's going to be coming up February 11th.
11th. Yep. Same day as Glory. Same thing as Glory 83.
Fine, we got split screen going and we can enjoy them all. It's going to be a banger. It's going to be a fun one this weekend. All right, that's the 2 weeks in kickboxing. Folks, we'll join you back sometime in the future. I'm not going to put a hard date on it yet. We'll talk off air, Mr. Cuttino, but last word goes to you. Talk us on out of here. You got a fight coming up on the 18th. All that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, just remember, man, follow us, on social media. Remember, the show has its own Twitter and Instagram, which is Kickboxing by FF. So please like it, interact with us. We usually, put out posts and tweets out there. Of course, got my guy Tim over here doing a real good job with his interviews. So I'm saying you really want to get hyped up for Glory 83. Listen to those. He's been talking to a lot of Glory fighters. And of course, Tim always does a good job. He makes his interviews fun. They're always different. They're not like normal. Just let me just ask you the same old question over and over. So I mean, even me personally as a fighter, I like that. Like say, it makes it different. So you're not getting the same question. 200 times. So like I say, guys, go check them out. Like I said, follow me, B Cuttino TSMA. I've been putting up a couple of training videos. I've actually put some in the Discord as well. So you guys can kind of see how my training's been looking like a little bit. So like I said, man, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, let us know what you like, what you don't like, let us know if there was a show that maybe we missed, maybe there's a show that you want us to cover. Like I say, interact with us, guys, let us know.
Hey, Brandon, thank you so much for your time.
All right.